Hello, and welcome to Getting to Know Supernova, the series that helps you, the viewer, understand the awesomeness that is Supernova, the world's most thoughtfully curated collection of digital animation and motion art videos. Hello, viewers. I'm Denver Digerati founder and creative director Ivar Zeile, coming to you from my home office in Denver, Colorado, which just happens to be the best laboratory for digital animation anywhere in the world. You have no idea the scale and caliber of artist resources I have at hand because that's all behind the visual curtain you are seeing right now, which today features a looping animation by one of my favorite artists, Fayez Joffrey, which we commissioned several years ago for our 10-second film festival, an offering that took place across a span of 2 months here in downtown Denver. Perhaps we'll publish a video on that project one day in the future. I think it would be a great idea. So we shall see, but I'm here today to provide additional assistance in helping you to get to know Supernova, the groundbreaking streaming service that brings a large chunk of our talent pool into your home or wherever you might be using it, whether on your desktop, TV, or handheld device. Actually, I'm starting to have trouble with that term. Can we just call this our supercomputer that connects us to the world and that we'd be utterly lost without it? So, my shirt today is a design by Jess Johnson, one of the most wonderful artists on the planet, whose work intersects illustration with digital animation, installation and new media art, all towards presenting a complex, vivid universe filled with mystical characters that riff on science fiction, technology, language, and consciousness. If you haven't checked her out online, you absolutely must, and you can purchase her t-shirts there and all kinds of amazing limited edition artworks that will brighten your physical life. So before we get started, might I suggest you tell your friends and perhaps all the digital natives in your life about our streaming service, as well as the upcoming Supernova Digital Animation Festival taking place this September. Everyone will want to make sure to be with us that month when we release the latest batch of digital animation videos from around the world by some just fabulous artists. We can't wait, and it's coming up fast. We're continuously engaged in building the world's best network of digital animators and also making progress in education because that's super important. And as we know that the big wish on everyone's list is an understanding of the awesome power of technology as a tool that allows artists to unleash their imaginations on the world. Denver Digerati's Friday Flash was a singular public art initiative that took place from 2013 through 2015, presenting thoughtfully curated programs of digital animation on a consistent basis in the heart of Denver, displayed on the magnificent 14th and Champa LED screen. The program succeeded through the frequency of scheduling, generally 3 to 5 times per summer, the length of programs, usually between 40 to 60 minutes each, and the ability to present the programs with sound and some degree of fanfare to make each night an event. Each summer's programming concluded with the presentation of 7 animations commissioned specifically for Friday Flash, towards a content library that was exclusive to the project. These commissions allowed us to fulfill our goals of providing a reasonable level of financial support for artists, the majority of whom weren't always monetizing the amazing work they produced. The Friday Flash years were very experimental in nature. As far as I knew, there was no other comparable context. Whatever was taking place anywhere else was generally within much different capacities and rarely, if ever, restricted by public display considerations. The desire to focus specifically on digital animation and motion art was a natural fit for the times as well as for our display through LED. We had experimented with more traditional forms of motion art and animation, but none were as appealing or seemed to offer the same resonance as that of works created primarily through software. The color spectrum qualities within digital constructs became primary motivators. The works in this range simply drew the public's attention and also offered a portal to explore a dynamic and potentially rapidly evolving field. The very definition of digital animation was, of course, something that had to be grappled with. My research started largely in 2010. It was apparent that something new was afoot within CGI capabilities in the hands of individual artists, where the speed of technology had finally reached a boiling point. Some of the artworks that caught my attention early on promoted unique aesthetic choices and a level of complexity that seemed to embrace the speed and processing power that computers were now capable of. This environment allowed artists to generate and subsequently witness the shape of their ideas at a much faster pace. It was really exciting. The computer revolution has been in the making for a long time, but it was apparent that something was shifting in how artists were now using the tools available to them. And to me, that was just an extremely exciting place to position a curatorial project. Nevertheless, it still required time and patience to form concrete, relevant ideas for programming. Often, the excitement of discovery had to be tempered by the very idea of feeding something new to the public, with the goal of doing so responsibly and without overstepping boundaries. The internet certainly helped, and as platforms like Vimeo were developing in tandem with the project, there was just a distinct joy in making discoveries and developing new ways to connect with artists locally and internationally, many who were either eager or simply happy to assist in our vision. Programs such as Kid Wonder in 2014 sought to connect digital animation as a medium with universal appeal, something that kids and adults of all ages can embrace in equal measures. More daring programs like Download This that same year tested the waters of how artists were putting their work forward to the world online and the issues relating to the many new contexts in which they might be discovered or can be displayed without their direct knowledge. In 2015, we explored the always strong connection between music and digital motion art with MTV-TM, or Music to Video to Music, curated by our resident genius at the time, Milton Croissant III. Yes, that really is his name. That year's capstone, however, was Digital Animation Now, a program that fully promoted the broad new frontiers discovered within digital animation coming from all corners of the globe. All of these efforts created a buzz within the Denver community, not one to be readily recognized as a place for cutting-edge art and innovative ideas. Between the medium itself and our emphasis on public display, the whole center of gravity shifted in seismic directions that are still relevant and ongoing today. The programs consistently garnered press notices, which assisted in wanting to push the envelope further with each new step. This, of course, led to the bold vision behind Supernova and the belief that there would be enough quality content by artists out there in the world to support an entire day's worth of digital animation programming. There were no precedents for developing a path forward, though my experience with traditional film festivals and other curatorial experiences through the years served well in confidently bridging the gap between unknown content that might be received through a submission portal versus artists and works that we absolutely wanted and had to have in the festival. This all led to breaking down programming into bite-sized chunks that could engage both random and astute viewers, the latter of which were fewer in number at the time. Supernova programs introduced in 2016 were relatively straightforward, reflecting the history of Denver Digerati's previous programming, introducing categories one might not find anywhere else, such as everything abstract and gaming-related artworks, as well as methodologies that connected with more traditional festival standards such as Director's Choice and the festival's focal juried competition, which we've already covered in depth in this series. Kid Wonder from Friday Flash morphed into Student Shorts and Animation for All Ages, a program that continues to be amongst Supernova's most popular and is now broken into two distinct categories. Providing an artist's solo spotlight was essential, allowing a pathway to understand the development within this type of work and the understanding that there were already seasoned pioneers in the field. And of course, there was no way we weren't going to deliver the most scintillating music video program to be found in any context, as digital artists were making the most exciting and relevant strides in that category at a steady pace. Supernova's first year was certainly a watershed, meeting with great success, tremendous accolades, and full inspiration to readily push forward into the next year. Of course, the second year is always the toughest, but once again, quality content and artist enthusiasm was not an issue. With programming developing both along standard lines, as well as introducing new thematic categories such as unnatural world and real-life alternate realities, inspired by new discoveries deemed suitable for a festival dedicated to digital animation. Supernova readily embraced additional categories such as experimental art, offering opportunities for some of the most surreal and adventurous artists, and also flirted with the boundaries of what might be acceptable content to put forth in a public setting by incorporating radical vision, dark dreams as one of the most exciting new developments, allowing some of the more challenging artworks to shine without crossing lines of good taste. We like to think that our work is suitable for all audiences, even some of the more deviant ones. Now, each year, Supernova Festival attempts to balance new ideas with tried and true programming packages that offer something for everyone. More than anything, we've grown to understand that this is the most exciting field of motion art in the world today, with many of the pioneers leading the field still pursuing their advanced studies and putting forth bold new visions through the inspiration of professors and other mentors in the arts. It's more exciting than one might imagine with a casual glance, which is why we've put together the Supernova streaming service for those who really want to engage deeply with this artistic medium.